L.A. and take care of business because you still got the Urban Meyer effect in your brain based on the name of the Jaguars. They're not very good, da-da-da. Even though they're winning football games and they're playing inspired football, they went in week 3 and unleashed the can of you-know-what on the Los Angeles Chargers.
Hey, Key, you ever think that Jalen Hurts would be playing so well that people don't even notice that Trevor Lawrence is playing well? No one's even talking about it, really.
At least not yet. You just opened it up. People are going to start putting him in the MVP conversation now. Are we got numbers here at number 2? Or are we just going to roll?
Number 2.
There we go.
There we go.
The Denver Broncos, we had a conversation at the top of the hour about the Denver Broncos and that offense. Where is the offense? Where's the investment? That we gave up all these picks to bring in a quarterback like Russell Wilson to, I don't know, all of a sudden ignite this offense and Nathaniel Hackett. You remember when Mark Slarick was on this show in early spring and talked about this was not a Super Bowl team, even with Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback spot. Now look at the offense. The offense isn't, it's just basically a shell of himself. It's a baseball score, 11-10. It was 7-5 at the bottom of the third, right? That's how it was. And then all of a sudden, they got a play here, there, they score, boom, now they go up 11-10.
11-10.
I know.
What
that
are
was
the odds?
pretty wild.
Number 3.
Number 3. Now, here's an interesting one. Watching the Kansas City Chiefs game and Patrick Mahomes and this little dust up on the sidelines with Eric Bieniemy. Although it was Andy Reid that was calling the plays that made the decision, according to many people around the National Football League. Andy Reid is the play caller. So why are we worried about Eric Bieniemy and Patrick Mahomes if Andy Reid's the one screwing it up?
Oh, Andy Reid only gets the credit. When it goes wrong, it's Bieniemy.
Yes, that is correct. Even though Andy Reid doesn't call the plays, but when it goes bad, it's all Eric Bieniemy. But when it's great, it's Andy Reid, which is another conversation.
When it goes bad, he be the enemy.
They did leave 3 points on the table. They were trying to get in position to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
They lost by 3.
Yeah, but it's not. But
bad
it's
play
not,
calling. Right?
My whole point is
I got your point. I got you.
Is it Eric Bieniemy or is it Andy Reid? Because the individuals who call the games, upstairs. So when you look at that sort of thing, is it because Eric Bieniemy's calling the plays and he's doing a poor job? Is it Andy Reid who screwed it up?
No, what
or
you
is
just
it
said,
them missing Tyreek Hill? Is it the fact that Tyreek Hill is not there for them to have an explosive offense, Jay? Is Andy Reid, which is another conversation.
When it goes bad, he be the enemy.
They did leave 3 points on the table. They were trying to get in position to kick a field goal.
Yeah.
They lost by 3.
Yeah, but it's not. But
bad
it's
play
not.
calling. Right?
My whole point is
I got your point. I got you.
Is it Eric Bieniemy or is it Andy Reid? Because the individuals who call the games, upstairs. So when you look at that sort of thing, is it because Eric Bieniemy's calling the plays and he's doing a poor job? Is it Andy Reid who screwed it up? Or is it them missing Tyreek Hill? Is it the fact that Tyreek Hill is not there for them to have an explosive offense, Jay? I don't know what it is. Their offense looked good up until yesterday. Every single game that they played, they looked phenomenal. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, I think what you said is right. If you want to know who's really calling the plays, who did Mahomes get mad at when he didn't like the play call? The enemy. That tells you what you need to know. The enemy's making decisions.
That's what I think.
That's what it looked like.
But in the end, look, the Indianapolis Colts, I thought the game was going to get out the way. I've been on 2 hours.
Get out of hand.
Get out of hand. 2 hours of sleep.
2 and a hook.
But 2 and a hook. I thought it was going to get out of hand, but it didn't. Because Matt Ryan was giving him every opportunity to turn the ball over.
But dog, like the Chris Jones taunting call, like he makes outside, like they get the ball back. Like the game. So there's the Travis Kelce miscatch. I mean, the penalties that happened. There was so much other stuff. It felt like the Chiefs just didn't come ready to play. It has these games sometimes where it's just not there.
And I think Kansas City in the past has struggled for whatever that's worth in Indianapolis.
Yeah, what is that about?
Different team. I don't know. It's just it happens that way.
No Harrison Buckner too, man.
You know what? Everything. Sometimes you got to get all the bad juju out in one game. There's like a lot of things went wrong for that for the Chiefs to lose that game. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yep.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, sure. Bad mojo, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
When it's good, it's mojo. When it's bad, it's juju, right?
Oh, God, Max, stop.
Number 4.
Number 4, man. Jimmy Garoppolo, welcome to the Dan Orlovsky Club. Hey, this is a perfect world for Dan Orlovsky, right?
I love it.
He now has another
Freedom!
guy that stepped out the back of the damn end zone, so he could share that with him.
And a famous quarterback, too, yeah.
Well, both of them were famous at their time. I mean, look, I would say this one is probably a little more egregious than Dan Orlovsky's was, because Dan was being chased by Jared Allen. And if I was you, I would have ran too.
Yep.
But, and Dan's trying to get out. He's like, man, I got to get the hell out the way. Oh, wait a minute, though. That one might be. Yeah, that one might be.
I don't know. Dan may still win the contest when it's all said and done.
Yeah, but what's he look?
He way out of bounds. So.
He took a lot of steps. He took a lot of steps.
His ass is behind the field goal. What's going on?
But the great thing about it is you can always laugh at yourself at those moments in these situations, because the Detroit Lions were a bad football team. It was like the Bad News Bears. They just couldn't do anything right at that point in time.
Winless.
And a winless type team. Where the San Francisco 49ers and Jimmy G, he's supposed to be the savior because Trey Lance got hurt, but then he steps out the back of the end zone. His awareness at that moment in time, you should know. Your clock has to go off in your head to know, hey, I'm a little deeper than what I should be. I got to be careful here on the back end line.
Lost the game.
Yeah. And another thing that you want to do in those situations, you want to get the quarterback out on the perimeter. So I would like for my quarterback to get out on the perimeter on the move so we can put the ball on the sidelines and not over the middle of the field.
Hey, Kim, I'll tell you something. Watching Trey Lance move compared to watching Jimmy G move, two different things, man.
Two different things.
I threw Jimmy G out there looking like an ice tray, just stiff as hell.
Poor Dan.
What else you got?
Poor
got
Jimmy.
Number 5.
And number 5, the winless Raiders. The Raiders. Yeah, they I don't know about this situation with the Raiders, and I know a lot of people, when you start to lose games, the first thing people do is they point and look at the quarterback situation, and they say to themselves, well, they're losing because of the quarterback. The Raiders aren't losing because of Derek Carr. They're not. Look, perfect strike to Waller over the middle on a stop route, goes right through his hands for the interception.
If you hit a receiver in the hands, it's not on you.
That's not on Derek Carr. It's not on Derek Carr. It's just, but he may be in one of those situations in his career where it's time to start to think about maybe a change of scenery for whatever reason will help his career out if he gets to the right place in the right system with the right team, because that Raider mystique thing that hovers over that organization, he's a part of. And it makes it seem like he's not a good quarterback, and that's not true at all.
Do you think, I hate to ask, but do you think he's one of those Parcell observations, nothing good ever happens for that guy? Because as you just pointed out, you hit a target in the hands. That's not on you.
It's not on him.
Is nothing good ever happen for this guy?
Yeah, well, you point to something that's a little bit true when you look at it. He is on his way to becoming an MVP potentially. He breaks his leg, right? He at the end of the year, that year, they go to Houston to play the Texans. He's not on the team. He's on IR. He's done. But all the way up until that point, he leads them to the playoffs. He snaps his leg. He misses the games. He doesn't get the numbers, so therefore he won't get the votes. You look at the situation that he had to go through. How long ago? A year ago. It seems like it's been forever, but a year ago. He's got to take the team and put it on his back and be the guy who stands up because of the midst of the Henry Ruggs situation, the midst of his embarrassed coach in John Gruden. He's got to deal with all of those sort of things.
Kept the team together as not a losing team. Yep.
But nothing good happened out of the situation. They lose in the playoffs under Rich Bisaccia when they get there. It's just like nothing good happens. That's why I say maybe he's one of those guys that if you are the Seattle Seahawks, for instance,
the Colts,
a year from now, I don't want the Colts to do it. The Colts got to go young. They got to go young. They just got to draft. They got to draft the guy and just call it a day.
So is it only Derek Carr? Because I'm watching Raiders games thinking a lot about Rich Bisaccia. And I'm wondering if the team felt like they played differently for him. Now, I don't know if it was a byproduct of everything that happened with Gruden and obviously him taking over the reins and then wanting to back him and make him the head coach. But it just like, I don't know where Chandler Jones is. Like, where's Chandler Jones on defense? I know Max Crosby. I know he's there. Like, even Josh Jacobs, he's in a contract year. And they haven't been able to get the run game going, so everything falls on the shoulders of Derek Carr, and I think that's what makes it difficult.
Bad line, bad secondary, right? That's killing them.
But sometimes in the National Football League, and even in basketball, I'm sure you could attest to this, Jay, is that owners in management, the leaders of organizations, they get it wrong because you got the guy
right there,
and then all of a sudden you just, for whatever reason, you decide that you're going to listen to somebody at one of these damn owner meetings and make a decision. Oh, yeah, I really want to hire that guy. It's like, wait a minute, man, he got Rich Bisaccia right here.
Team responded to him.
You have to look at the situation, the circumstances that one was in when he helped your team get to a different level, okay? First-time head coach. And look, I like Josh McDaniels. I'm not saying they made a mistake in hiring.
Yeah, it could work out for him.
It could work out. But when you got a guy like Rich Bisaccia right there, and you're in a situation, now